there, welcome back. I just posted a video. I'll put it up here in the description for a little personal coffee pot called a Shoelux. I bought it to replace a Keurig I had. I wasn't. I mean, it's alright, it is what it is, but I wasn't happy. But on that subject, we have a new Keurig. So let's take and open this up and see what it is. Yeah, I know some people like unboxing videos, others don't, but I sort of still prefer to show, if somebody's buying one of these, what they do expect to find in the box. Since the box is in good shape, not damaged, it should everything be in here. And essentially, we have a box inside a box. I bought this off of Amazon, and they put it in another, well, I guess not, because the other outer box said Keurig also. But anyhow, there is any way you look at it, a box in a box, and there is the main box, the one with the picture, the advertising on it. In addition, this is the K-Slim model. I bought it to replace the older model I had, but it wasn't a K-Slim. It was held the same amount of capacity on it, water, but it was a wider design and it had a touch screen and all. This don't have any of the above, which I sort of like the simplicity of it, and we're getting some more of the packaging out. And I think finally we're down to the coffee pot itself, and stand it upright and get this light protective coating. I would say they packaged it well. There's no problem on that. Everything's totally unharmed and looks as it should. And finally, perhaps we'll get it out of this eventually. Sort of all wrapped up in it. There it is, and there is the Keurig K-Slim out of the box. And I would say it's slim, at least compared to the older Keurig I did own. It'll stick out farther on the counter, but it won't take up as much width, which will work good because it'll be sliding like back underneath the cabinet beside our stove. And it's also going to be sitting beside a Hamilton Beach coffee pot I own, and plus that little, I kept that one I did do the YouTube video on, that little Shoelux. And there you can see everything's out of the box but one more piece of that packaging. And we'll take here, and we've got some tape here to pull off next on this. They put for hold everything in place. And I'm going to start here by taking the piece off down here with the drip tray, and there's one of them off, but of course, and then we're going to take the here and grab one up above. There's no particular order. Who cares how you take them off as long as you take them all off. There's two, there's the third one. There was the one down over the drip tray, and there lift the drip tray out, and that slides out to clean, which will be nice down the road when it comes time after usage. And we're going to take and drag around and go back here, and we're going to slide this other one off. A lot of tape here they used, I will admit, yet I won't complain about it because everything did arrive undamaged as it should. There's nothing worse than buying something new and it's damaged in shipment. And we got a couple more here to remove off of our water reservoir and then off the lid. And I will admit they packaged it good and securely, but they didn't actually go overkill with how they used the tape and the environmentally friendly cardboard sat around. It wasn't like overkill, but it still protected the merchandise inside of the box. And still another piece of tape. And there's our lid for our water reservoir, and the water reservoir just lifts off. And one thing I like with this new Keurig over the old one, there is no charcoal filter in the bottom of it. Unlike the old one, I've replaced a couple of them over the years that had charcoal filter. I like that feature. They eliminated it, at least on this particular model, maybe not all of them. And if you noticed, the water reservoir only goes in one way. It's sort of shaped for it, and then it like slides and latches in. And I'm going to just take here and rinse it out. Technically, you're supposed to run 8 ounces of hot water through it. I didn't pick up on it till after I made the video. I looked closer at the instructions, so bet on I'm naughty. But anyhow, I'm rinsing the water reservoir out, and I'm going to go take and make some coffee here shortly. But I will admit you are to run 8 ounces of hot water through one time first. And the good news, I never got any germs from it. I made this video in June, And it's actually now, it's the end of August, so I guess all work now. We're just going to take and reinsert our reservoir. Show you one more time here. I'm laying the coffee pot back so you can get a view, and right in it goes. And it only, if you notice, it does only go one way. Essentially, like the whole outside area of that water reservoir is sort of like a D-shaped, and their lid also only goes on one way. Now we'll turn it around, and we're going to take here and put some water in it. And spring water, I always just use spring water in the local supermarkets. Yeah, at least buying spring water, you know it should be good and no iron or anything in it. And here we are dumping some right in it. Oh, and as per instructions, which I never even buy, you're not to use distilled water in it. And you're also, which I'm breaking this rule, not to use it outdoors, but it was such a great day and I wanted to take advantage of the light making this video. And there you can see the max fill line, a close of it. Now we'll put our reservoir lid back on. Okay, looking at the top of the Keurig, we're going to turn the power button on right there, and right side on the top. And unlike my other Keurig, it's all just buttons, and there's none of this here touchscreen. And you can choose from 8 ounce, 10 ounce, and 12 ounce size on your brew. Okay, enough unboxing and wasting time. Let us make coffee. There's a Keurig, well, an off-brand Keurig cup, but I even used them in the other, and just simply pop the lid, stick it in, and shut the lid down till the punctures with the needle in the top of the lid. And I'm going to choose the 10 ounce. I find the 10 ounce to be the best choice on the coffee cups there. If you go with 8, it's too strong, and if you go with 12, it's too watered down. And just press the button in the middle to start brewing. And if you notice, when you turn it on, the K in the middle of the large button in the center lights up. And now let's time it with the stopwatch on the iPad and see how long it takes to brew 10 ounces of coffee. Well, a little over 20 seconds into it, we're already brewing. It's starting to do what it's supposed to do. That was one thing that I did the YouTube video on that shoe locks. It didn't even, I don't think, started brewing till pushing a minute, till it heated elements in it. But yeah, this is just what I'm looking for again. See some steam. It's getting warm, and I brought a thermometer over here. When it's done, we're going to see how warm it does actually make the coffee. That was another thing on that shoe lux. It only made the coffee to about 152 degrees, which I thought wasn't quite warm enough for my liking. And there we're a minute and 8 seconds into it, and we're over halfway through the brew, you can see. Yeah, one thing I like with the Keurig, I like coffee, but I don't like a lot of coffee. I usually drink about 2 of these cups a day, and I'm the only one in the household that drinks coffee, so it works out good to have just a nice personal amount and done quickly. And there, the coffee is finished. And I'm going to say, till I hit the stopwatch, a minute and 30 seconds is actually till I coordinate it. And pull the cup out and stick the thermometer in it and see what it does raise to. Well, quickly to 172. And see if it goes any warmer. Air hit 174. And I think that's about where it's going to go to. It's going to hit 174, and it's dropping back down to 172, so that's it. Alrighty. Coffee does taste good. I will admit I should have bought another Keurig before buying. Again, I put that little shoe-lock coffee pot, but it's all right for what its purpose is, but you can't beat the Keurig. The coffee brewing time was sufficient. The completed temperature, the 174, was very, you wouldn't want any warmer than that. I'm actually right now, the cup is about half burned in my hand here holding it. I hope you found this informative. I mostly do how-to car videos, but occasionally I felt like changing the pace up, and who don't like coffee? And since the time arose I needed a coffee pot, I felt that it was a great time to do coffee pot videos. As always, thank you for watching, and please check out my other videos.